Hello, I'm making this video in response to some friends, acquaintances and clients getting in touch with me saying that they're having some challenges at this time um, with, although they are doing their practices, um, their physical practices and their um, spiritual practices and so on, that they are experiencing highs and lows, unusual highs and lows. And of course, that's not surprising. We're probably all experiencing that. As you find yourself either isolated on your own, like myself, or whether you're isolated with your family, there are, it's an unusual situation that socially you don't have the same contacts you had before, and there are certain stresses that are getting very much greater than usual. So it's not surprising that these highs and lows, or for some people it's a lot of lows, and so I know that there's a lot of help out there online, and there's a lot of people with very very good advice of how to change your state and to find your equilibrium, equanimity, and your balance. So why am I making another video? But the reason is that I've been working as a therapist for nearly 40 years now, and so I have some tricks up my sleeve, and I would like to share one with you today. One of the things that I do is something called inversion therapy, and as you Hatha yogis will know, there are enormous benefits to inverting, and the poses, the inverted poses, the headstand and handstand are called the queen and king of the asanas, of these poses, because they give so many benefits. So I'm not going to go into a lot of theory. I really just want to hand over to you a safe way of getting these benefits. But I do need to cover, first of all, the contraindications, and then to tell you a little bit about the benefits so that you can see, what you can expect to happen, what to look out for, and the kind of territory. So I'll do that. First of all, contraindications. There are none that are particularly to worry about. If you have detached retina, then be aware of what your optician and your doctor have told you about putting your head down. And if they said just you can and be careful, then that's fine. It used to be that we say don't, whatever you do, go upside down. And usually that's because you make effort and you increase your blood pressure by standing on your head or trying to fix the car and going under the car or whatever it is. So with detached retina, be very careful. Of course, you're lying down anyway to sleep, which slightly increases the pressure in the eyes. But you have to use your common sense there. If you have a detached retina, you don't want to increase the pressure too much in the eye. It used to be that glaucoma was a contraindication, but opticians and doctors have said no, there's no real harm as long as you're not doing massive effort, which you're not with this technique. You're quite the reverse. Blood pressure and pulse will go down. With obesity, or let's say an enlarged spleen or something like that, or enlarged liver, there is the possibility that and this is usually only when you do complete inversion, that you can set off an adrenal reaction, which is unpleasant but not dangerous. The heart starts to run and you get sweaty and you feel sick, and then it passes after a period of time. So it's not dangerous. You will get all the other benefits of inversion, but you won't feel very well. So then it's up to you whether you want to pay for the benefits with a nasty adrenal rush. So no danger, but just to be aware of with obesity or enlarged organs in the belly. What else do we have? You have to be sensible with diabetes. It depends on what your symptoms are, is to be careful. If you're handling your diabetes very well, then there's no problem. Then, the one that I will only say briefly is risk of stroke. And the signs are family history, overweight, over 40, smoker, high stress. Now, if if you haven't got any of those, or you only got a few of those, you're probably fine. Again, it's common sense because everybody's different. So there isn't a hard and fast rule here. But if both of your parents died of stroke before the age of 60, then in fact, that's the only case that, out of 25,000 sessions I've done in the last 25, 26 years, that I've actually said no. It was somebody who was almost underweight, who certainly was not overweight, and not a smoker. But I asked the question, and he said, yes, both my parents died of stroke. And since his problems were not that extreme and he didn't absolutely need to be going up to upside down for his concern, I decided to say no, I wouldn't do the session. But that's the only time out of 25,000. I treat people with very, very high blood pressure. I've treated people with heart operations and pacemakers and so on. It's extremely gentle. You do it very slowly, you do it in relaxation. So those are the contraindications. It's really a matter of common sense, but I've mentioned the areas that you should think about. Then the benefits. The benefits are absolutely huge, so I'm just going to outline. People say, how much should you do and how long should you do and so on. What many of the yogis say, half an hour in the morning, half an hour in the evening, and most people say, well, that's not going to happen. But the reason they say that is that if you had worst case scenario symptoms, that half an hour in the morning, half an hour in the evening will crack it. Most people don't. Most people have much milder challenges, and so less will work. I say, well, 1 minute's better than nothing. And 2 minutes better than 1 minute, and 5 minutes better than 2 minutes, and on you get the picture. So the thing is to, if you feel inclined, try it out. Give it a number of times that you try it. Let's say give yourself 2 weeks or a week or a month or whatever it is you decide, and stick to it and see what the changes are. Of course, the changes are going to be more after a month than they are after 1 week, but I can pretty much guarantee that if you follow the protocol and you do at least 10 minutes the first time, you'll see some radical things happening. So it's not like you have to wait or build up. You will see the effects straight away. So let's go through the list. It balances the hormone system. It balances the nervous system. It is very good for backs and necks. It slows down the mind, and so this is really what is happening to help with depression or kind of mental blockages or emotional stresses and traumas. It's very good for emotional release. So it is possible that if you, even first time, but after a while as you go deeper into it, that you might find some emotional stuff coming up, and that's fine. It's what it's for. It's extremely good at that, helping with emotional blockage. It helps enormously with headaches and migraines, and irregular menstruation. As I said, it's amazing at balancing the hormone system. And I might as well mention here that out of the very many, it's on its way to 40 women who have come to me over the last 20 years or so with having difficulty getting pregnant. All of them have successfully given birth to healthy children. So that is, even to me, is an extraordinary statistic. It isn't just the inversion in some cases. And in many cases it is. It's an imbalance in the hormone system and caused by the usual things. And occasionally, of course, there's a program that has been instilled very early in life, which is not conducive to giving birth. So there are psychological elements to be taken care of as well in some cases. Okay, so those are the benefits. There are more as well, but we don't need to go into all the theory at this point. And so, time to get on and give it a shot. The side effects are cheerfulness, calmness, full of energy, and connection, feeling grounded and present. So, what more do you want in side effects, really? They are unavoidable, these side effects, if you follow the protocol. And as I say, the thing that is going to block you is your habit of having a busy mind and what I call the control strategy. The other one that can get in the way is if you're, people call it self-sabotage. I have another a way of defining it that is closer to the actual mechanism of how this behavior emerges. But if you're good at self-sabotaging, then you'll probably do a good job on this, and you'll not follow the protocol, pretend that you have, and then say it doesn't work. Well, if that's your habit, then nothing I can do from this distance. But if you want to do some therapy on that one, you're welcome to get in touch. So busy brains and self-sabotage will get in the way, but otherwise, if you approach it with a willingness, it's going to work. So it's enormous fun because you come out of it with, very calm with a smile, and highly recommended. Here it is, and I hope you get enjoyment and you get benefit from it. So for this method, you need some household furniture that is reasonably soft and comfortable. It can be an armchair, it can be a sofa. And as you can see from this picture, it's a sofa, and it doesn't have an armrest at the end. It's kind of better with the armrest at the end, but it's just as good without. And you can see there that I put a couple of pillows instead of an armrest, so to raise it up a little bit. But if you're nervous about this technique, when you look at it and you think, ooh, maybe that's not for me, then start really low down without any cushions. The downside of this method of being safe and close to the ground is you'll probably be on your tummy a bit, which will restrict your breathing a little bit, and you'll feel it. And also the head position is not straight down on the floor, so you need to find a head position that is reasonably balanced, that when you relax your neck, it isn't tipped forward or tipped backwards, but you can relax into it. But there we are. So you need to look around your house and think, have I got a sofa that'll work with an arm, without an arm, and some cushions? That is the first method that we're going to look at. Okay, so the first thing is to get a cushion on the floor. You're going to need that to rest your head on, make it comfortable. And then built up the side, you can use a cushion on top of the arm of the sofa. If the arm of the sofa is hard, some are. And then you rest your head on the cushion and you rest your forearms. And you take a deep breath in and you start letting go. Letting go your legs, letting go your buttocks, letting go your tummy, letting go your back and your shoulders and your arms, and resting. And then you might find that your head, if as you relax the neck, you could find that your head is tipping underneath you, in which case you need to have your head a little bit further away, be more on the forehead. And conversely, if your head is tipping backwards and you're onto your nose and on your mouth, then you need to tip the head inwards, tuck the chin in, and find a position that when you relax the neck, that it doesn't tip either way. It's actually kind of balanced. Now, it doesn't need to be 100% comfortable, and it won't be. You're a little bit on the tummy, and if your bladder is full, you'll need to empty it. You'll be pushing on the bladder a bit. If you've eaten recently, you may find that gets in the way. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. I'm not saying it's you need to wait after eating. Some people are very comfortable going upside down after eating. I am. But it's not for everyone. So leave it a little while after you've eaten. And then the trick is let the breath go, let the body go. So every time you release the breath, you release the body. So here we are coming out. Now, as you can see, the hands stay on the ground And when you come out of it, go into the pose of the child, or at least rest with your head down in some way. Do not come straight up. Well, you can try it, but you might you might pass out. People really only with low blood pressure will get dizzy afterwards. But be sensible, keep your head down, be on the ground, and then when you do come up from there, it's a good thing if you're a meditator, go straight into meditation. Come up and do your sitting meditation straight after being upside down. You'll find your practice will be much better and much easier, because you'll find your mind is already still, and it will improve your practice enormously. But otherwise, give yourself a little time afterwards to check in on how does it actually feel? Is there any changes? How busy is my mind? How busy is my emotional body? How am I feeling in my body? Have I still got the pains I had but when I started? Feel into how you feel after this upside downness. Now, if you want to get complete inversion, then you need something higher. And I've just raised the height of my bed to 70 centimetres, partly for the reason of being able to get into the same position as the headstand with total relaxation. And when people ask, they say, but isn't the headstand and the shoulder stand and the handstand, aren't they as good? They're not. And the reason is because you want to be in total relaxation. You want to be able to let go of everything. So there are lots of very good things about the headstand, the shoulder stand, and the handstand, and they will give you a lot of the physiological healing benefits of inversion, but they won't give you this particular mind escape, because you'll always be in control. And it's this control that's the essential thing to release. So while you're thinking, oh, how long am I going to be in this headstand, or is it time to come down, or shall I do 3 minutes or 5 minutes, then this will restrict. This will keep you rattling around in your brain and won't allow you to get the release from the activities of the brain. So let's have a look at how it might work. So there we are. We put a cushion on the ground, and hands down first. Always important. Don't do rolling over forward into it. Accidents can happen that way. Start with your hands down, get your legs up, and then let yourself down into the headstand, essentially. You think, oh my goodness, I'm going to slide off, but actually you're not. When you relax your legs and allow them to be heavy, you won't, and your elbows also are stopping you from tipping any further. So as long as you stay with your hips very close to the bed, you'll be very comfortable there. And then it's a matter of, as you know from the headstand, getting it in the right place so there's no strain in the neck. It's not tipping under, it's not tipping backwards. It's exactly in the middle. And when you let go all the muscles in the neck neck stays straight and free of any muscle tension. So then the trick again is take a deep breath in and let it go just like when you sigh. All the way out. And if you have had a restrictive breathing practice where you don't let go of the breath, then now's the time to practice. Let it all go out. Soften the tummy so that the internal organs press on the diaphragm and push really the air completely out. At the beginning, monkey mind is going to come up with all sorts of reasons to not do this practice, to actually stop. Oh, it isn't comfortable enough. Or I really should be doing something else. I know this Paul Terrell, he's full of bullshit. This is complete nonsense. So whatever it is, it's going to rattle around. And you're going to see your mind doing all sorts of acrobatics and enjoy. That's what monkey mind does. Luckily, as long as you have a go at focusing on let the breath go, let the body go. Every time I breathe out, letting go completely in the legs, the buttocks, softening the tummy, letting the back go, softening in the shoulders, the neck, letting the arms go, feeling the whole body getting softer and softer every time you breathe out. And every out-breath, a complete out-breath, letting go, giving up, surrendering. So this is the mantra that you allow to go round in your head. And the main thing is let go the breath, let go the body, and soften the tummy. And you'll find this softening of the tummy releases an enormous amount of muscles going up into the top of the body and down into the hips, and it releases also emotional tension. It is possible that you will have come to emotional release, and if you find that happening and tears are coming, then go for it. That's what it's for. You are on your own, so you're more likely to go deeper in your release if there's somebody there who you trust and knows that they will look after you and care for you. But if you're on your own and you're used to emotional release, then really go for it. It's very common, and it's usually very gentle compared with the kind of emotional release you might get using other techniques. It's very, very gentle and sweet. So that may happen. That's one of the things that may happen. Other things you probably will experience is, depending on how addicted you are to the habit of control and how busy your mind is, you hopefully will start to see your mind slowing down. And by that I mean you'll be able to watch your thoughts, whereas before you were lost in them. And you'll start to be able to see your emotional movements rather more easily because they've slowed down. And what is happening is that your awareness, or your looking, you might call it consciousness, is starting to separate from identifying with your mind and your body and your emotions. And that's how we get lost in our human. We identify. We think we are our mind or our body or our emotions. When in fact the essence of who we are, of course, is the one that does the looking, the observer. And so this helps you get established in just watching, and then you can watch the mind and the emotions and the body. Hopefully you will experience that your body becomes rather transparent. It's like it sort of disappears, and you're not so aware of having a body. And although moments earlier you thought, oh my goodness, this is a lot of pressure on the head and my tummy isn't so comfortable and so on, that will probably disappear. And once your body's disappeared, then what you've got left is your mental activity and your emotional activity. And I've said it may be that there's some emotional release to be done, and go ahead. Maybe that's what this session is all about. And then come down when you feel. You'll trust yourself. Then there may be the mental blockage that you have. You've had something spinning in your head that you can't let go of, that is troubling you, and that may come to the fore. And because your brain is operating at different frequencies, you'll find that you're able to observe it and transform it quite naturally and easily. So that's another thing that can happen in the inversion. And if you're super lucky, probably not first time, but it can happen, that you can find yourself completely empty, with no body, mind or emotional activity, and just be resting in empty space. And great if you can achieve that. But it's not a goal, it's who we already are, so there's nowhere you're not trying to go and get something you haven't got. But this is the gentlest demolition job there is, because you just let the breath go and let any thoughts or emotions or sensations in your body go, and any tensions in your body. So it couldn't be more simple, and it couldn't be more comfortable to just let go, let go, let go. And one of the sort of maxims with inversion therapy is becoming who you are by letting go of who you're not. And all this stories we talk about, and I've got a problem with this, that and the other, we're usually talking about who we're not. It's stuff we've acquired that has really nothing to do with the essence of who we authentically are. And we need to let go of that because it's blocking our natural authentic selves. And this is a great, great method of letting go and seeing what's left. And the default setting for humans, once you've let go of these old stories, is emptiness, openness, and super energy. So these are the side effects of this practice. Now, how long you stay there, of course, is really up to you. But I do recommend that try start out doing a little just to see how it goes. But as soon as possible, do it long enough so that you notice that your mind has started to empty, or has become empty. Wait till you get that spacious experience, because that's the whole point. And so to come out of it too early, because your mind is still busy with, I've done enough, or I'm fed up now, or something. The monkey mind will play all sorts of tricks, and if you can stay there long enough to let it slow down, then you'll achieve this state where the mind is going very, very slow, and can even come to a stop in terms of its choosing and judgment. So slowly up, do a little bit of the pose of the child or the hare, and then you will find you're very well prepared for meditation or for study, because your brain is slowed down to certainly alpha waves, if not theta waves. This will help. Hand on the heart, hand on the belly, letting the breath go. Breathing in the light, breathing out the dark. So simple as that. And of course, people poo-poo and, well, that's too simple. Well, there's that. Do you want it complicated? Really? Just let it go. And this is very effective. Super effective. So letting go of the breath, letting go of the body. And then just to help, I throw in and soften the tummy, because oh my goodness, yes, I'm holding my tummy. Breathing in through the nose or the mouth, who cares? Don't give yourself any sort of mindset, but this is right and this is wrong. There's no right or wrong. And when you start something that's new, and particularly if you've learned lots of extras, like you have to have a particular mantra with the in-breath and the out-breath and blah, blah, that's a different technique. Let it go. Make it simple. And there's no correct way or incorrect way of doing it. If you're doing it, if you're able to copy 30% of what I'm talking about, you'll still get a good effect. So, breathing in the light, breathing out the dark, softening the tummy, letting go, sinking down, letting go more, letting go the legs, letting go the hips, letting go the tummy and the back, feeling the shoulders falling down, finding a position for the head where it's nicely balanced, softening the face. The eyes, can rest gently in front of you again. If your eyes are wandering all over the place, then just rest them on one point and allow them to be there. If you find your tongue and mouth rather busy, then just fix your tongue against the top of your mouth and start to relax the face and the jaw. Breathing in the light, letting go of the dark. If you want to see a black smoke coming out, that's fine. If you want to see the light coming into your body and filling your body with light, that's fine. Bit by bit. You go, oh, this is too much to think about. Well, don't. Just focus on one thing. Just focus on letting go of the breath.